So starting a new game is always weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always strange.
Yeah.
Especially if you never played it before.
Never played
Pathfinder
before. She's never played Pathfinder before outside of Nerd Bowl.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because we did Savage World and then Starfinder.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of us have
Yellow.
gamed together for years.
Yeah.
Some of us have gamed together in different groups.
Fuck
for
you,
years,
Frakes.
you know. Yeah, Frakes is new to this group.
Thanks.
I think the best way to start this off is for everybody to just roll a d20 and tell me what your number is.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
roll right
serious. We're going to jump right in.
We add our initiative bonus for
You
our
are not
characters.
adding modifiers.
All right, 2.
What if you have a natural modifier?
Yeah, what if I'm super quick? I mean, I'm not because I'm fat, but I could be.
Have a
2.
Hold on one second. Noob got a 2. Frakes got a.
13.
Matt got a.
I'm gonna go last so I can metagame it.
Matt
I
got
got
a.
A 15.
Okay, he ain't metagaming shit, son. Elevam,
6.
gross. And Kevin,
You're gross.
16.
Oh bullshit. 16.
I want a dice camera for Kevin.
See, that's why I want to go last, Toker, because I
the
said
winner of episode 1 is Kevin. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Weird.
Kevin, you may
next
be
week.
excused.
They talked about Dookie for an hour and rolled the dice and left.
I don't think any of that was on tape.
And that's what it's all about.
He was recording since we all got on camera.
Oh.
Yeah, I got all the stuff that would get us in trouble recorded. That's me blackmailing y'all in the future.
Now we're dedicated to this show.
Can't rest my laptop on my belly, it jiggles.
Oh.
So people come here to see.
I shake when I laugh too, so I put my camera on a different surface.
All right, so we're just gonna dive right in.
All right, are we jumping in?
We're jumping in. Well, I'll introduce y'all as your characters show up. Okay?
All right.
that's cool.
Ooh.
Do we need to know our character names?
Yeah, it might help to have your character names. The morning light begins to wash away the night of Yarnum, and the lighthouse settles its light for another day of rest before the next nightfall. Armand's eye approaches the city by way of the sea, its waves lapping peacefully on the old, strong dock. Small fishing boats and larger seafaring vessels line the dock and gently roll with the waves. Standing at the entrance to the city from the dock is a halfling, a small humanoid fairly common to the city of Yarnum. He wraps himself in a dark green cloak, only one hand exposed to the frigid morning air. A half-eaten boiled egg, still a little steamy from the pot, rests in his open palm. He listens to the town awakening, coal and cook fires getting started for the business day. He cocks his eye to the left. A hound dog sits staring at his outstretched arm. A small grin parts the sleep-deprived face of the halfling as he takes another small bite of the egg before giving the remainder to the pup. When they both finish chewing, as one, they turn to make their way into the city proper. At the first crossroads, the halfling looks back towards the ocean. A chill causes him to pull his cloak a little tighter, but it's not the cold that did it to him this time. Come on, dog. We have business today and another long night ahead. The two begin into town. The work that lays ahead is a darkness not even the sun can part.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nice. I like
Well
it.
done, sir.
Is that good? Is that good?
Well
I
done.
He was-
Good touch with the boiled egg.
Boiled egg was
He
nice.
was
That made me
offering him an
hungry.
egg in these troubled times.
Yep. You know how bad the farts are gonna be after that dog eats that boiled egg, though. I'm just
This is-
saying.
You say halfling. It was just Danny DeVito, wasn't it?
It was the halfling is played by Danny DeVito, Twins era Danny DeVito.
Nice.
Oh, very
That
nice.
was his
So
prime.
not a real stretch for old Danny.
Yeah, funny enough, the dog is actually voiced by Arnold Schwarzenegger, so it's a coming together story after 20 years.
Back.
You son of a bitch.
Like a little bite of that egg, please.
I don't like this dog.
Yeah,
I am Arnold Dog.
It's a weird place.
And funny, the dog in the movie is actually one of the dogs Arnold punched on the set of Conan the Barbarian back in 1983.
Punched the dog.
He did.
Oh, look at the dog.
He punched a camel. He got bit by a dog. Actually, I think is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I mean, a camel's pretty large, so I mean, I figure that's a little more. easy to
Yeah,
get
this is
past.
why I punched the camel.
I don't.
The small halfling makes his way down the streets of Yarnum, well-maintained cobble streets. The smells of coal and smoke approached or hit his nose first because one of the local blacksmiths is actually the closest to the dock there. It's a small old place run by somebody named Grizzleneck. Is that the name you gave me there, Kevin, for the guy that runs
Yes.
the place?
Grizzleneck.
The halfling makes his way inside the blacksmith shop as Grizzleneck's getting started. And he asks, the halfling goes, Grizzleneck, here to sing the young one? Grizzleneck gruffs a little bit and yells in the back, Razbat, he's here to see you. Kevin, if you would do us a favor and describe, well, give us a few words about who you are and then describe your character for us.
Well, I'm a nerd and have been playing D&D for about 20 years in some form or another, at least role playing. And I've been I'm one of the founding members of the Aristocrats.
Kevin is
And,
actually responsible for bringing me into the group here in Charleston almost 15 years ago.
And
I didn't know that. Cool.
I'll be playing Razbad, the Inquisitor, a dark green skinned half orc with very long dark red hair worn back in a tight braid. His right eye is bright gray, his left eye is milky white, but his most distinctive feature on Razbad is his birthmark running up his left cheek. Most say it looks like a winding road heading into a sunset of his blind eye.
Very cool.
And Razbad will come out from the back. Yeah, what do you need?
You recognize the small halfling with the dog as someone from the Order, is a secret organization in the city of Yarnum, one of which that you have just been recruited to recently. He said that he would be coming to you in a few days' time to introduce you to your new team members, a cell in the city, if you will, that is going to be responsible for secretly handling supernatural problems that the city wants to keep secret from its general population. Now, how you got recruited or approached by him to begin with is a story we might get into in another time, but you were expecting his visit. And he's here first thing in the morning to say, Razbad, tonight be our first meeting.
All right. What do I need to bring with me?
Bring yourself whatever gear you might need. Shouldn't be leaving the town. We'll be meeting at the Brazen Bee tonight at the witching hour.
Very well. I will be there.
And that is pretty much all he says as he turns and briskly makes his way out of the door. He makes his way further into the town, actually. He goes ahead and goes to the Brazen Bee, knowing that the inhabitant here that he needs to speak to is a bit aloof and all over the town at times, but he's hoping he can catch him first thing in the morning. He talks to the front desk lady as he enters the building, and she goes, yeah, he's indeed still asleep upstairs. And makes his way upstairs and bangs loudly for a halfling on the door. The inhabitant of that is a Cullen Scriber. Cullen.
Scribbler.
Excuse me. Give us a quick description of yourself as a person and then as your character, and then your character will awaken to a loud, obnoxious banging on the door.
Okay. I'm Matt. I've been playing with these guys, Toker and Kevin, for I guess going on 9 or 10 years now. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It was the first time I jumped into any kind of tabletop role playing game. So Pathfinder was kind of my go-to, and I've never actually played Dungeons and Dragons, but Pathfinder's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with these guys, and I'm a dad, family man, work for a living, pretty much all the other boring stuff. But when I get to do what I want to do, I'm a nerd and like most nerdy things. So, but that's about it.
And your character.
Oh, and so Cullen is he's an average-looking guy. Does have a noble air about him. Appears human. He's works at the place called the Archives here in the main city, which is sort of like a library. As a gopher, a researcher, and also a procurer of books and things like that. That the head archivist and even the head of the town often makes requests of that he has to search far and wide. So I don't know how much more you want me to go into, Toker, as far as
That's just surface area is fine.
yeah. So that's kind of it. He fell in with the order through an event not long ago, I would imagine. He's been in the town for about a year, and he's a very curious sort. He's very distracted, but also very intelligent.
Did you say what your class was?
Oh, I did not. Do I need to?
You can if you want to. It
Yeah,
doesn't have to be a secret at this point.
he's a witch.
I knew it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play a witch for a while. Honestly, I've been trying, and I was all ready to go. And Noob actually decided to play one in another campaign. I was like, damn it. So
Hey, let me get you to move that microphone a little closer to your mouth.
closer. Is that better? Is
Oh, that's
that too much?
No, that's good.
Perfect. Gotcha.
Now put your finger in your mouth real slowly.
No, sexier.
Bite it. Bite it.
Oh, bang, 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 bang.
What? I don't know that part.
Just the knock at the door, dumbass.
Oh, no. I was in a different chat room for a minute there. So anyway, like I said, I didn't say what I did full time, but I work, So, so okay. I wake up groggily and meander to the door. I'm coming.
As you open the door, you see a familiar halfling in a large hound in tow, sitting peacefully behind him. You recognize the halfling immediately from just a few nights before when he was a part of your run-in with the local Protectorate Guild. The Protectorate Guild is a group of police officers in the city of Yarnum, basically, who patrol the city after the witching hour. So after midnight, the entire city is required to shut down, and these guards go out to protect the streets. For one
Yes,
reason
they
or
do.
another, you were out after this hour and had a run-in with them. And he was there to assist with that run-in and to put you in as part of the order.
Oh, I don't recall your
Task.
name. Tass? Tass? Tass?
Task, like
Task. Oh,
yeah.
Task. Yes. I really thought you guys were kind of just putting me on the other night. Didn't expect to see you.
Not putting you on and putting you to work. Your crew will be here conveniently at the bar downstairs, so you have no reason to miss the meeting tonight.
Yeah. About what time? Because I have like a dinner thing that I was gonna go and.
After dinner, before the witching hour, you'll be there. And he turns to leave.
Damn it! Confound it! Shut the door and prepare to head to the library or the archives.
On his way out of the Brazen Bee, Task can't help but overhear the people outside gathering to get breakfast from one of the local food shops, muttering about the news they heard from the night before. The news about something about one of the pawn store ladies being getting in trouble with the law and this, that, and another. The kids came by to tell you the news too. Yeah, those kids come by and tell us the news all the time. Sometimes a little annoying, mostly just gossip. But he doesn't pay it much mind. You see him write something down and a note, like something he needs to handle for later. His next stop is in a nicer part of town. I want to say like a villa-esque, not super high end, not super low end, but one place where the upper middle class would live. He knocks on a well-maintained door, and a elderly fellow comes out and greets him and is like, "Oh, yeah, Master Task, we expected to see you before too long. Come in, come in." The halfling and the dog make their way inside to be greeted by a not elderly, but an older woman.
Middle-aged or a little bit beyond?
Well, it's your mother, so how about you tell me?
Joe Mama.
Jump on.
Oh,
An elegantly mature woman.
A MILF.
Very courtly bearing to her, tall but not super tall, somewhat exotic, not necessarily from these shores.
Your mother is the one that's awake, and she's very familiar with Task. She's been working with Task for quite some time now, but believes that it is time for her son to also pull some weight. So she rushes upstairs to awaken your character. Frakes, how about give us a little backstory about you and tell us about your character?
Well, I'm Frakes, Matt Frakes, full name. I've been
Didn't need it.
playing since been playing role-playing games since college because I wasn't allowed to when I was a kid because it was the devil's game. And
Still is.
as soon as I had the opportunity, I dove in head first. Hail Satan!
Hail Satan.
And
Stan.
years.
Man.
Shoot, 20 some odd years. I've been trying the game as much as I can, and that's me. But Akage Yora wakes up when his mother comes in. He scrubs his face from the wash basin. He is a youth of about 19 years old, willowy, slender, dark brown hair with streaks of red in the right light running through it. He's human, and just got a dancer's grace to him as he stands up, gets himself dressed in an elegant robe, not like a robe like a house coat, but like working robes, tunic and pants, a kimono, if you will. And he goes downstairs and greets Master Task.
Yes.
I have heard you were coming. I am unsure why.
We feel it's about due time you get put together with a group, and if you're half as good as your mother is, you're twice as what we need.
I make do. I would say. I will not let you down.
Get your rest. We'll meet you at the witching hour, just before the witching hour at the Brazen Bee.
I am still need to do the chores around here, and there is still some scribe work that needs attending. But I will be there at the meeting. Yes.
Good. And very briskly, like everyone before him, he leaves the house.
Right, so what did you say your class was?
I didn't.
Oh. You gonna keep
That is
that?
his right.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's good.
We'll learn.
It's like talking about politics at a bar. Just, you ain't got to do it.
Probably shouldn't do
You
it.
probably should.
you definitely shouldn't do it.
Yeah, not these days. So on to his next stop because it's on the way. He finds himself outside of a place he doesn't seem to really relish going into. It's a place from the outside this close, at least, reeks of death and decay. Not in the unattended way, but in the way, you might picture a not super well maintained morgue would smell. And that's because this is what it is a morgue. He makes his way in downstairs where it's cooler than on the street level. And he helps himself right in to the work area. Noob, tell us a little bit about yourself and your character.
Hey, my name's Noob, also known as Mike, and I hate cantaloupe and love the smell of wrapping paper. Let me get... You guys ever seen that show Next? That's kind of how they... Anyway, no, I've been gaming with these guys for about, I don't know, 5-6 years now.
About a year.
Yeah. You guys like to remind me how young I am. I can't tell if you guys know my name or not.
We do. It's Noob.
Yeah, see,
And you're younger
it's
than
Noob.
my oldest child. So, yes.
sorry, Dad. Sorry to disappoint you
Alright.
again.
Okay, I'm used to it. It's fine.
But no, my character is Amon Nakari. You can tell he's not from around here. His skin's a little bit darker than everyone else. His hair's a little bit darker. He wears his clothes weird. And he always has 2 strange weapons on his side. He's been here for a while, and he really doesn't talk much because he's always in the morgue. People know who he is. That's about it.
Local non-denominational mortician.
Yeah.
Uh,
People don't like to talk to him because he is a mortician and is different.
sorry, you're a cleric. Are you going to spill it?
I don't know. I kind of like Frank's idea. I tricked you.
It's all good.
Anyhow, Tass makes his way into the morgue. It looks like you were either just cleaning up for the next project or cleaning up for the night. He's not
Yeah.
sure, but he
Cleaning.
comes right in. He doesn't come close to you like he has the others. He keeps a bit of a distance and says, Amon, I got a group I need you to be a little bit of a part of.
This again? All right.
This again.
When are we meeting?
Tonight, just before the witching hour. Brazen Bee this time, though.
No problem.
And as always,
Yeah.
he briskly leaves as soon as he talks to you. He's the type that gives you the information you need, and he doesn't bullshit around afterwards.
Yeah. I respect him for that.
Most of the rest of the day passes, and it's not until it gets a little later in the day when businesses are getting close to closing up that Tass decides to make his way towards the last member of this group he's going to put together. As he's making his way, there's 2 kids running door to door, yelling the news. They go door to door and yell news at people. It's a thing they do in this town.
I like this town. Damn kids telling me the news.
They're like banging on doors and saying,
Yeah, banging on the door, and people open the door and they start
sunny and
going.
95 today.
Yeah.
I like to imagine dogs go out, go grab me my news kid.
Shit. I thought I had the window open. This is where editing will come in because I get to cut this time where I'm looking for stuff down.
Well, I'm going to grab me a drink.
Hey, and say horrible things.
I was trying to think of something horrible to say, and I can't.
I can.
Something horrible to say?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You were saying it was editing time, and I was like, I'll throw out some.
Sounds when I say I like to touch things.
I was like, penis and balls, wieners. That was all that came to my mind.
Not
What
bad.
happened?
It's all scientific
yeah,
stuff from
right.
food.
We get what you're saying.
Right.
Who wants a Snapple fact?
So as Task is making his way towards his last stop, he catches these 2 kids. One of them runs up and bangs on the door and waits on whoever lives there to open the door. And as soon as the door opens, the little kid bellows, "Good evening, Yarnum!" On tonight's episode of Good Evening Yarnum, a bi-nightly door-to-door news program, we have an update on the story of Saunders Sanderson's suspected suspicious activity. Take it away, Grimley.
Thank you, Guthrie. Firstly, we were informed that Saunders Sanderson's last name is not actually Sanderson. She does not, in fact, have a last name. Her people just go with one name based on an idea. Weird. Second, What this reporter mistook for an out of the ordinary detention by the peacekeepers was actually none of our business. This comes directly from the Lord Cromwell himself. We've been informed that everything at Perfectly Normal Antiques and Pawn is indeed perfectly normal. What a great town we lived in. We really are doing all the right things here. Go Cromwell. Yay, Yarnum. Am I right?
And then as the kid at the door holds his hand out for a tip,
That's
the lady
great.
just slowly closes the door into his face.
That's fan. That was great.
And then the
Love
little
it.
kids
That's
run off
great.
to the next door to spread the news some more. And Cass smiles to himself because that was a tough job to get handled.
A weird Mormon.
Very strange.
Is there a normal Mormon?
Yeah, let's cut that.
Romney.
Talk about my man,
We
our
don't
money.
wanna-
I'm
we don't
sorry,
wanna-
but if South Park can make
woman.
all that money picking on picking on them, I feel we could get a little pocket change just
Need a buck, right?
here and there.
Just a buck.
I had
Well-
a boss that was Mormon, and he was real cool, except for the fact that like he was obsessed with Dr. Pepper. They're not really supposed to have caffeine, but Dr. Pepper was his thing. We switched to Mr. Pibb, and he like made us switch back to Dr. Pepper because that was his jam.
Sweeter. It's
He
sweeter.
wore a Dr. Pepper t-shirt like every other time I saw him. He was wearing that t-shirt. He was a real
Man
cool
likes
dude.
his soda. That's not
Yeah, that was his
They
only
can't have
vice. He
Mormons
was
can't
like,
have
"Look,
caffeine.
they're not supposed to have not to do any drugs. So no caffeine, no
No nicotine.
none of
Caffeine's a drug.
that. Caffeine is a
Yeah.
drug.
Yes.
It's a
I
stimulant.
mean, it's a
yes.
fine line between daily
Yeah.
supplement, right?
That's what
and-
he was like, you know what? If I have to have a vice, let it be this one and not something worse. And I was like, you know what? More power to you, dude. I smoke all the pots. I'm not
Smoke all the
shooting up
pots.
heroines. So, you
I
know,
don't.
there's a difference. There's a
snort the cokes.
one thing is not as bad as the next. So
All relative.
True.
mhm.
Those women who I put through college earn it.
That's
What?
that's
So back in Yarnum,
What?
they work for it. That's
Got
for
it.
sure. I see where Frakes is coming from.
It was a strip club joke.
That was a
That-
strip club joke for you guys.
So
Yeah. Titties.
They
At
work
that,
hard. They do work hard.
Tass begins making his way to his last stop, which is indeed the I always it tongue twists me for some reason to even say it. The perfectly normal pawn and antiquities.
close enough.
Very well.
Personal no fuck, I can't even say it.
Can't either. Perfectly normal antiquities
antique
and
and
pawn.
pawn.
Antiques and pawn.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. I like it.
pawn shop.
It's a pawn shop.
Very normal.
And as he
I
makes his way
knew somebody
inside-
was gonna do it.
what?
Somebody started singing pawn shop.
Who did it?
Down here at the pawn shop. Who was it? Who was it?
Noob.
Was it new?
I wasn't doing
I thought it
anything.
was Frakes. Yeah, yeah.
Frakes.
Frakes.
Frakes is
I
raised-
don't know what that song is, honestly.
Sublime is where
Sublime.
I know it from. It's
Yeah.
a good way to shop.
Down at the pawn shop.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Keep going, Kevin. I'll probably recognize it. Just keep
It
keep
is
going.
not
No, don't encourage it. No.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I will never encourage anything by Sublime. They're overrated, terrible band, and that dude should have died younger.
I mean, I'm not going to agree with that very last part, but my mother did go so far as to call them and Weezer. She like both of them. She would refer to them as my friends. She's like, I heard your friends on the radio today. I was like, which one? You know, the one that's like Buddy Holly. I was like, oh yeah, that's
I
Weezer.
like Weezer. I
Me
don't know.
too.
But it's Sublime is Santeria, and that their big. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was their big radio one, yeah.
That's the only one I know.
God, I hate Sublime.
Why?
Because he worked in a radio station in the 90s.
No,
Mm.
it's because I went to Johnston, Wales, which was full of hippies, and every house party was full of a bunch of hippies talking about how great Sublime was and how awesome the bass player was, and blah 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 blah. And I just want to be like, shut the fuck up.
So the last party I went to, like house party I went to, was like 2018, 2019, something like that. And
Long time ago.
the the dudes. Well, I mean, it wasn't this year. You know what I mean?
7 months ago. I'm way back in the day.
It was at least like the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, something like that. It was like,
Oh, okay.
you
Some
know?
time.
Yeah. So
Relative.
So anyway, like I was saying, last party I went to, and the dude he was like, be in charge of the music, but everything I put on, he was like, oh, I don't want to hear that. Oh, what am I hear? Oh, he was like, let's just put
That's
this
lame.
on. So we listened to the same Sublime compilation CD for like 5 hours just on repeat
Fuck
because
that.
he would not have anything else on. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hang out outside in the backyard where I cannot hear the music.
Sublime.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to nothing than Sublime. That's
Yeah.
I mean, for nothing, it's just not the same
Dang,
12
over and over.
songs.
I'd rather listen to Kevin sing.
The same any 12 songs for 5 hours is
Kevin
Hey,
sing.
hey,
Kevin sing.
I got to sing songs live on the radio.
WHH.
Sing something for us,
what?
Kevin, so we can make a decision and judge Frake's comment.
Oh, we can. I'm sure Toker still has copies of our songs.
No. We're live,
unfortunately
so-
the MySpace account that hosted all those videos is no longer around.
Well,
nobody
shucks.
knows what MySpace is anymore, Toker. So.
What's MySpace?
See?
So MySpace was what we did before Facebook, and it was better than Facebook. But
It
for some
was better than
everybody moved to
Facebook.
Facebook. A radio station is
Elitist
a thing
fuck-fucks.
people used to listen to before. You could stream everything from your phone.
And he just
And he left. This is why new people
what
don't learn
now?
anything.
They
I'm
don't-
teaching
they
him
don't know
in the
anything.
goddamn room.
Those new people.
Yeah, it was a
Trying to-
teaching
Dang.
moment. He walked away.
Kids these days.
I gotta tell you, I've just found my fidget spinner a few minutes ago, and it makes life. It makes life.
I see it.
I
see
love
you.
it.
Yep.
But while you're fidget spinning, tell us a little bit about yourself, except for your Sublime story, and
Got it.
tell us a little bit about your character.
So, hi, hello. My name is Mahogany, otherwise known as Elevam or Mavale or whatever the fuck, but don't call me whatever the fuck. So anyway,
Whatever the-
hi.
I'm
I've been
confused.
gaming with these guys for about 8 months or so, something along those lines. Maybe a little bit longer. Of watching for longer.
Has it been 8 months?
It's been at least
It was
that long.
cold. I remember it was cold when she joined.
July, yeah, and it was like, yeah. It's been almost a year now that I think of it since
It's
I've
right
been like
around-
watching. Like I was in August when I started watching, because I remember it was like right before or after my Graham's birthday, one of those. But yeah.
So not quite a year yet, but close.
Yeah.
Cool.
But however, I've only ever played Pathfinder and Savage Worlds, or sorry, Starfinder and Savage Worlds. So and
Yeah.
like a little one-off thing where Toker basically made my character for me for Pathfinder. But so this is my first all on my own Pathfinder experience, and I'm excited about it. And I feel a lot less nervous now that I have my fidget spinner. Hooray! I wish I had one of these when I was in school. So anyway, my character's names, like a lot of people's desks would have not been vibrating if I had had one of these. I wouldn't have been shaking your desk. But anyway, Sonder is my character. She is definitely not from Yarnum. You can hear it in her accent. She's not from here. She is a very dark-skinned girl. She likes to wear really bright colored clothes just because she likes the juxtaposition. And back in her town, her father was a pirate. She's not. Back in her town, she was an oracle. She got, I don't know, the goddess Saren Ray. Somebody told her that Yarnum was where she needed to be, so she came to Yarnum. She's been here for a couple of years. She started this perfectly normal pawn shop that you see here. And everything that goes on in here is totally good and all the way on the up and up.
And normal.
Come on down.
And normal.
Come on down. She's a shrewd
like it.
negotiator. She's a real fiery one. She don't take no shit, but she also doesn't give any.
It's good. You'll be a lot less nervous once Kevin dies. It always helps me in the campaigns once his character dies.
I will laugh when Razbad outlives all of you.
Who wants to take bets?
That's not gonna happen.
And if anybody ever listens to this and you're wanting to know how to play the game, I'm gonna ask a lot of questions. So
Yeah, that's a good thing.
there's
I
We
know.
still call Noob, even though he's gained with us longer than she has. And we've all played Pathfinder since basically it existed.
the summer of '76.
And we still don't know how the grapple flow chart works.
It's yeah.
Apple, don't. You're a bad
Somebody
person.
show me that flow chart. I'll figure that.
No, you won't, because
No,
it's
it's
too
ridiculous.
long.
Yes.
It's 3 pages and it makes no sense.
Tedium.
Also, since everybody else is doing it, I'm gonna put peer pressure on Frakes. I'm a war priest.
A war priest.
Mm-hmm.
You
Nice.
look like a war priest.
Mom
mom's
looks
a
like a
war
war
priest.
priest.
Oh,
Frank
So-
still isn't going to tell you what he's playing.
yeah. Peer
No, that's
pressure.
good. It's good. I like that.
I'm immune to peer pressure. You have to have peers.
I'm sorry. Who is part of a cult?
Low blow. Low blow.
You got out of it.
Yeah,
For those at
yeah,
home, Frakes used to be in a cult. That's only for the listeners. If they can see your face.
The grapple flowchart for Pathfinder.
I will require a picture.
This- Where is she? There she is.
There she blows. A picture with words that I can read, but you know.
All these
Get,
visual jokes will be really good for the podcast.
The what?
yeah.
That all these
Those
visual jokes will be
visual
really good for the
notes.
podcast.
Well, with the power of
Oh,
editing,
that's right. It doesn't work. I forgot it doesn't. We don't have a visual podcast, or is that not a thing?
Well, yeah,
I mean, we might have this up on YouTube. I don't know what the future holds. I'm not an oracle.
Oh, wait a minute.
like I said, we'll see you on the visual podcast, guys.
Yeah.
it's for our Patreon listeners and only. Join our
Also-
Patreon.
Also called a video.
Vidya,
It's you.
pen
Oh,
Vidya
Vidya.
games.
I don't know how to
Oh,
make this go away
VidCast.
now. Okay, there we go.
On
Hold on
Patreon,
a
we only have
second.
one tier, the $1
Hang
million
on.
tier.
The $1 million.
We only
Yeah, I
need
need
one
about-
subscriber.
We only
Just
need one.
Yeah, just one.
And this becomes your
I-
private show. We'll do whatever you
If
want.
I mean, if
I
you think
want to
about
do
that,
the Loch Ness Monster tier, 350.
try to make
Just need about,
That's not a bad idea, actually.
I
for
just
starting
need
out.
about 350.
For 350.
I just gave him 350 the other week. Well,
Got
I
a
like
little more.
he been giving that Loch Ness Monster 350. That's why it keeps coming. Anyway.
So that's interesting to know about Mahogany's character. She's an oracle.
Mm-hmm.
And the door to the Oracle's perfectly normal pawn shop kring, opens as the halfling and the dog walk in.
Wagwan.
Good evening. Miss Sonda. Tonight, I feel like my accent's changed with this guy 3 times. But
it's
whatever.
been different every time. I
It's
thought
been
that was
different
part
every
of
time,
the.
I'm sure.
I thought that was part of him.
He's
Yeah,
like that
he's-
one. He's like that one guy that changed his accent whenever he talks to a different ethnicity.
Every time he's somebody different.
There's a reason that I'm playing characters in a podcast for free and not, fucking famous.
Dude, just keep going. You good?
Yeah.
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 Not
I like
famous.
the accents.
Yet.
Yeah. I am mildly famous. To tell the audience a little bit about me,
Yeah.
there are pictures of me on the toilet all over Charleston.
All over.
South Carolina.
Charleston, South Carolina. There's pictures of me on the toilet, artwork by John Punt.
I believe you've been on The Walking Dead.
I was on Mr. Mercedes. You can see the sticker in the background on one of
Close,
the
Kevin.
posts.
Close.
But nobody's seen that show because it's on the audience channel, and you have to have direct TV just to watch it. So you get famous there.
The audience channel.
I started off playing Vampire the Masquerade in high school because I did not like having a real social life. I then went on to college to cook and wrestle gators at the Charleston Aquarium. And then I worked at a radio station where Kevin found me and brought me back into the nerddom. So, hello.
Thank you, Kevin.
Wow.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Kevin.
thanks, Kevin.
That's what I'm here for. Bring people together.
You've done enough, sir. Thank you.
It's a shame. It's a shame this is your only episode.
That's all right. See you for the introduction of the DM.
Let's see how long that shitty oracle lasts.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
All right.
fine.
Fun.
Also done.
I got 3 backup characters already made for this, so I'm good.
I hope not.
If you,
Yeah.
so, Miss Saunders, tonight we're going to meet at the Brazen Bee just before the witching hour. I'll see you there.
Okay then.
No, you look confused. That's the inn where we're all gonna meet.
Mhm.
At the,
Yes, the Brazen Bee is the
Brazen
inn
Bee
where you will
is
all be
the-
meeting just before the witching
Oh.
hour is a common say in town for basically 11 p.m. At 12 p.m., the town is pretty much required to shut down for everyone's safety and whatnot.
So
Yeah, but if we have like a super secret meeting at the Brazen Bee before the witching hour, isn't it going to be full of patrons still?
Not on this night. Brazen Bee's like the hotel bar, so not much going on there. Right before everything's forced to close. Why do you think that's so funny?
I don't know.
Well, that looks
Because
like the guy
it
who
says
played
Shaquille
Jefferson
Oatmeal. I don't know
in
why
the
that
movie that
sounds.
played
Dude.
Hamilton.
That tickled
Stop
me.
posting visual jokes that nobody who listens to this podcast is ever gonna fucking get. Granted,
Well,
that
you
is
know-
a beautiful photo of Shaquille O'Neal as the guy from the oatmeal box.
That is a frameable
It's
picture of
Shaquille
Shaquille
O'Neal.
O'Neal.
It's Shaquille O'Neal. That's hilarious. I don't know why. I've never seen that before, but it's great.
Breaking news: Quaker Oats officially changed his name to Shaquille.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Can't even finish the
Doesn't
joke.
even say the words.
Shaquille Oatmeal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Welcome to
That's
Homebrew Detritus, where we
fantastic.
mostly just laugh at memes and then try to play a game.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's a meme I haven't seen, so I'll allow
So,
it.
Let's get
Some
rid
of
that.
us do have to be up at 4:30 tomorrow.
Oh God!
Just throwing that out there.
You put your clothes on the hanger. I mean, on the wire.
No, I live with my rich family. They have a dryer.
They have a dryer. That's where it's
Shaquille
at.
Oatmeal.
Dryers are where it's at.
Way to rub it in there, Frakes. Your rich family.
So, Mother, if I may impose a question, do I need to wear a mask?
Dude.
Was machen
Sorry,
wir?
I'm trying to think of the best way to do
Yes.
the voice for your mother without being racist.
That is why I brought this up. I wanted to see you do a female Asian voice.
Oh, you're a ninja, aren't you?
Well, see, now I went and ate Chinese food earlier today just to get in the headspace.
It's not even the right
Unfortunately,
answer.
with the COVID now, the only Chinese voice I heard there came through that megaphone where it's just screaming at you through and that's not very flattering. Duck sauce! And I was just like, I'm right here, lady. I can hear you through the glass. But
Do Cajun.
Do the Cajun voice, because then you can just blame it on the fact that you were mocking Kevin.
yeah.
It's cover.
No, son.
Shame this only lasted one episode.
And we're canceled.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
No, son, you don't have to wear a mask. You should not be seen at all by anyone who should not see you.
The COVID is real. Everybody needs to wear a mask.
Good. Then I will see you in the morning. Get
With
rest.
With all hope. And she pats your head.
I heard. I am an adult.
You're still my sweet
Yeah,
little
rub it.
boy.
Love it.
Stop it! Stop it!
Why? Can I ask why you? I mean, you would normally have to wear a mask in situations.
He's a ninja.
To the ninja.
You're a ninja.
To the wall.
Is that,
Well, I
is
mean,
that-
you guys are part of a secret organization,
right?
the Order.
Right.
But your order goes out at the witching hour, so no one should be seeing you anyway, because you're not supposed to be out either.
Right.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
I will make you proud.
So,
Thank you.
so we're gonna meet at the Brazen Bee. It gets pretty close to the 11 o'clock hour, and you guys begin to make your way to the Brazen Bee's downstairs lounge, basically. It has been roped off, and only you are allowed to enter.
I don't.
There's a table set up at the middle of this kind of small gathering lounge.
Is there a pole in the middle of the table?
No, there is not a pole in the middle of the table, you
Just
sick
curious.
bastard.
No, I'm just saying. It's like a VIP area. Seemed like.
Look, not all clubs have naked ladies dance. I know that that's what you're accustomed to seeing when you go out in real life. But there are
Where you-
places where you can go just to have a beverage, maybe watch a game.
Yeah, but
You
you
know?
can't have like a buffet there. They don't
Yeah,
have like
the
dinner
game
and
is-
stuff.
The
There
game
are-
is called How Many Ping Pong Balls Are in There?
The answer is surprising. The answer is surprising.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Sit down at the table.
go ahead. We're at the table.
Over the course of the next few minutes, a gathering of people are kind of let in, and that would be your group. Task is at one end of this large round table, and he gathers you all to sit down. Most of you probably haven't seen each other before. Maybe you have. Yarnum's a fairly large town with lots of coming and goings. There's lots of trade that happens here. As most of you know, this town made its riches off the islands that surround it. They were full of rare gems that dwarves mined extensively, and Yarnum kind of was the first town to work out trades and selling these rare stones and gems all over the world. Big part of what makes Yarnum, aside from that, is that it hosts itself as being one of the safest cities on the planet. They haven't been raided by orcs or goblins or bear bugs or anything of that nature. The supernatural and undead are non-existent inside the city walls. The people here live peaceful, long lives, and a lot of that is true that they do live long lives, but a lot of that is also because of the protectorate, which is kind of the face of the local law here, and the secretive side, the order, the secret organization you've been put in charge of that goes out to confront the actual evil and supernaturals that do exist in the town that people don't know about. This would be your first gathering in one of the many cells that are in the town. You know, there's more than one group of the order. You are just one of many.
So this would be, I would assume this would be Cullen's first following.
Yeah, this is most of your this is your first mission as a group. Some of you have done little odd and end things for the order before,
Okay.
but this is the first time you've officially been put into a cell, is what it's called.
Okay. So I would just say Cullen looks a little different than he normally does at the library. Not substantially, but just subtly different.
He's got his emo look on.
He's got a pointy hat and a wart.
Always always an aristocratic look.
Oh no, he's gone Spider-Man 3.
So Cullen works at the library,
The archives, yes.
the archives. Well, you and Akage may have had dealings as Akage is a scribe.
Oh, yeah, then we've probably seen each other. You would probably know me more as kind of an errand boy, so to speak, that tends to spend long hours there.
I am the one that they got to do the meticulous illuminations and calligraphy.
Okay, yeah, so we would have probably ran into each other from time to time at the archives, so.
And you have. Like I said, some of y'all have seen each other. If you've ever needed any blacksmith work done, there's a good chance you've seen the half-orc that's sitting at the table with you. If you've ever come across a need to pay a bill, maybe you've seen Sonder. Maybe you've pawned things at her pawn shop that's perfectly normal once or twice before in the past.
Me give a good price.
Most of you probably are only familiar with Amon because of his strange look and style. Him being the mortician, he doesn't get it out a lot for you to recognize on the day-to-day basis. But you've heard of him, I'm sure. So there's some familiarity with this group here, but you don't actually all like know each other.
Gotcha.
But as you all sit at the table and are offered a drink, there's one person working. Cullen, you would recognize this is the eldest owner of the Brazen Bee, an old woman, Mrs. B. You're not even sure if that's her real name, but that's just kind of the name she's taken because it fits with the
Good
logo
enough.
of the hotel here. But other than that, there are no other customers. There's no other employees. It is just you and Task. And he basically fills you in on everything I just told you about, like the order, the different cells, and things like that. And that brings me to my final point. He pulls a small bag out of his pocket, and you can hear the jangle of metal on metal. And he dumps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings on the table. He slides a ring to each of you. They seem to be very mundane brass, maybe copper, kind of dull rings. These would be your official signia.
All right.
Signia.
Slip it on.
So they're all identical?
They're all identical plain brass rings, but as you slide it on, everybody give me a perception check.
Yeah, can I do
Ooh.
can I very subtly do a quick detect magic on them?
You can.
I'll do that. Just kind of whisper the words.
Give me a
As will I.
Stealth?
stealth if you're trying to not be noticed to cast detect.
Yeah,
magic.
I'm trying to definitely do it to not be noticed.
I got a 14.
And I got 11, which is not great.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's my
Uh,
rolls. I rolled a effing motherfucking ass. Put that one in there.
Anybody under an 11 besides Frakes? I saw him holding his fingers up for us. 7? Is that a 7?
Yep. Got a 7 on my perception.
Noob got a 6. He didn't notice
14.
anything.
I got a 14.
14.
Sorry. Yes, 14.
Perception, I got a 16. And my stealth to detect magic, cast it without, whisper my words, is a 16.
Okay.
So I wanted to detect evil because, I'm wary of those sort of things. That was a 9 to do that. Kind of
Okay.
shitty roll.
Good, 'cause I rolled shitty too.
That was a natty 20 for
Sucked.
or 22 total for my perception check.
Oh yeah, I forgot the perception part. That perception for me was 14.
Okay. So Akage and Amon, you all slip you don't detect evil on the ring, by the way.
I
You all
figured.
slip the rings on.
Sure.
I was a bit distracted by hearing everyone else chanting weird spells.
I put it on.
2 people, but I do put the ring on. Like, why are they
Those of you who
chanting?
got those low perception checks. You put the ring on, and you don't really notice anything. The rest of you who do the detect, you do detect a pretty powerful yet mundane magical aura coming from the ring. You realize it would be safe to put on. It's mostly an illusion spell. But as you slide the rings on, those of you other 3, as soon as the ring comes on, you can see that Task is also wearing a ring that you did not see before. And you get the general idea is that these rings can only be worn by other people who are wearing the ring.
So
Okay.
So if you see anybody wearing this ring, you will know that they are indeed a part of the order.
So you can only see them if you're wearing one, and other people can only see that you're wearing it
if they're also wearing the ring.
Gotcha.
So they're either part of the order or they cut an order member's finger off.
off. Those bastards.
There's
I knew they were up
precaution.
to
If you
something.
bring that up in character, Task will say there is precautions against that sort of trickery.
No one that leaves the
Good.
order leaves without any fingers.
But I've gathered you all here today because, well, for one, we need more members, and 2, I have something for you to do. Father Sulman of the Desna Church. He's a prominent member. Some of you have probably met him before. He's a very helpful man. He hasn't left his house in 3 days. Me and Dog here went to investigate, and something's afoot inside. Something that doesn't need to be investigated in the light of day. I had a slight Dog here had a slight sense of sulfuric essence in the air. It's normally
Old
something
eggs.
demonic.
Demons.
Deviled even.
Could be somebody just trying to throw us for a loop. But the father was a good man, and I want to get some people in there and see what's up. And you guys need the training, so here we are.
Akage stands up and grabs his 7-foot-long pole and is ready to go to the door.
Eyes a monk.
Let's go.
That's not a walking stick. I mean, I don't. How do you? It's 7 feet.
He
Seven,
pulled it
are
out
you
of the
8?
ceiling where he was dancing around it earlier.
There's
Yeah.
the table
There it
pole. I
is.
knew
You
there was
happy
one
now,
back
Matt?
here.
I
Uh,
stuck it in
seriously.
the table and spun around before I sat down.
You guys look at me weird, but if you saw Miss B on this table, you would change your minds.
Can I do a religion check on the whole church
Miss
of
B? No. Oh,
of what's it? De Friday Defeaty?
Desna?
Desna.
Desna.
Yeah, that's a
So anything I should know about that weird?
the Pathfinder god, right? I mean, Toker.
Yeah, we're using the Pathfinder.
Inner seas.
Yeah.
Are we on Galarian?
No, this is a homebrewed world. I'm just to use their.
Okay.
Using
I didn't feel like
yeah.
coming up with my own god list for it. So
Nah, it's just
Long
we're actually in the world you've played in before, Frakes.
Wolfwood Keep.
It's where
world,
Wolfwood.
right?
It's the same world Wolfwood keeps. Local. Actually, all of you except I think Mahogany. Well, now Mahogany's played in a kind of it from Starfinder.
Oh, that was
Wolfwood Keep was the first
Nerd
Nerd
Bowl,
Bowl,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nerd Bowl.
Nerd Bowl.
That's so much fun. I want to do that again.
Greatest game on earth.
Anywho, get noob. Give me your religion check.
I got an 18.
So Desna's pretty popular church here in town. She's the goddess of freedom and luck. She is also credited with the creation of the heavens. So she is a very much a powerful, good aligned god.
Okay.
The freedom and luck part is big with sailors and things like that, and then just her natural goodness draws a lot of people. You could, if anybody wants to give me knowledge local about the father, you can do that.
I don't have it. That's knowledge skills are trained, so I don't have that. So
Don't have that one.
Yeah, I
Oh,
also
shit.
don't have knowledge local as I just moved.
How do
here.
I? Oh, I didn't do that. Whoops.
I believe I have local.
somebody had to take local. I didn't take it because I figured 15 other people would.
I didn't take it because I didn't know that I had to add it.
Yeah, knowledge
I don't
skills
know.
are trained
That's
only,
weird.
right?
I didn't take it because my character's not from
Knowledge
around
are
here.
trained only, and I do not have local because it's not a monster knowledge.
How does that's weird.
Awesome. So nobody
Alright.
knows.
So I got
Nobody
arcane, history,
knows.
nature, planes. That's all I've got. None of
We
that's
got a
really
whole bunch
applicable.
of basement dwellers.
Well, then, I don't know anything outside of what most people know about him. He said he was a local guy, big in the church. He didn't actually have a church. He was kind of a walk it and talk it kind of priest of Desna. He was seen going to the
Yes.
docks to greet new people, to offer advice. He would go to people's houses to
So-
counsel.
Good people, not corner street preacher people.
Right. He was he was a man about town, always lending an ear to whoever needed it.
Good guy.
Good. He was a good guy. He was well known and well loved.
I was one skill point unspent, and it didn't tell me that.
That's where you put those. That's where you put those skill points where you need them as you need them.
No,
Just
no, I'm
Yeah,
gonna put it
knowledge
in.
local.
Nope, I'm gonna put it in disguise because I should have already had it, but I didn't. So
Yeah, like I.
I can't disguise.
We can
isn't
get
well
into
placed.
the math later. That's not very entertaining for people.
No, it's not.
So
Math. Psh, who needs-
All right, so let's make our way there.
Yeah, let's go to.
Yeah, we're supposed to investigate it at night.
you guys gather up and begin to head out of the Brazen Bee Tavern. The doors to the tavern open to a cold, misty night. The little bit of magic that the town allows for the streets, being ever burning torches, are in full blossom now, as the moon's light is basically covered up by clouds. It's dark. It's dreary. You begin to make your way towards the docks where the father is known to live. And we'll pick that up in episode 2.
Oh, it was just getting good.
Hey, bye.
bye, everybody.
Later.
Oh, we'll have a word for our sponsor, and then we'll go to episode 2.
What did y'all do?
Word from our sponsor.
Oh,
Which
Yeah, we got a
sponsor did
sponsor.
we get for this evening? everybody can throw
Baby
rocks
Bear
at them.
Burgers will be our sponsor. I'll tag that commercial in after.
I'm out of beer.
Hey there, my name is Billy, the Mountain Man Billy. I have 2 first names, have climbed the highest peaks on the globe, cooked the rarest meats, and I'm a staunch homosexual. That last bit isn't important to you, but it is to me. With funding from the Aristocrats Gaming Society, I can now hit my next level to go higher than any mountain and bring you delicious food from space. With the latest in space technology, I plan to build a restaurant in orbit of our humble planet. From there, we will artificially inseminate bears of all species in 0 gravity, subsisting of a diet of moonshine, bacon, and butter. These mothers will carry to term in 0 gravity. When born, this delicious fetus will be gently placed into a drop pod and given GPS directions to your front door. As the drop pod re-enters the Earth, the atmosphere will cook it all naturally to a perfect medium rare. The whole cub will be edible because the lack of gravity in its short, brutal life has left its bones milk soft and delicious. A specialist will meet you at the arrival of your baby bear meat with a selection of condiments and an assortment of breads to perfect your experience. I can't wait to serve you. Be on the lookout for Billy's Baby Bear Burgers coming to the whole planet and near you.